There's something about fall that just feels different. The air is cooler, the light hits everything at a really beautiful different angle, and it almost feels like the season itself is saying, hey you, it's time to change, time to shift into whoever you were meant to be. And it sneaks up on you, and every year I notice how it mirrors the way life feels right now. Being in my mid-20s, I guess I see myself in that same kind of change. Not dramatic, not all at once, but slow, steady. And then suddenly you look around and realize that things aren't the same anymore. I used to think that change always had to be this big dramatic thing, like a huge decision or some kind of a clear turning point, but most of the time it's not like that at all. It's quieter. It's just little shifts, like when the mornings start to feel a little colder, or when you notice the leaves have gone from green to yellow almost without you realizing it. Life feels that way too, I guess. The things that matter to me now, the choices I make about where I go, who I spend time with, what I say yes or no to, they're all shaped by these tiny experiences I've had before. And it's funny because I don't always notice it in the moment, but later, when I look back, I can see how even the smallest of things end up guiding me into new seasons of my life. Sometimes I do still think about the old versions of myself, places I used to go to all the time, habits I thought that defined me, and the people that I couldn't imagine not having around. Letting go of those things wasn't always intentional, it just kind of happened, the way fall moves into winter without asking. And even though part of me misses those times, I also know I couldn't have stayed there forever. But not everything leaves. Some things stick. Some friends grow with you instead of away from you. And some hobbies stay fun even after you drift from others. It's like the mountains here in Utah. The colors change, the air changes, but the peaks stay. They do. There's something steady underneath it all. And maybe that's what change is really about. Figuring out what's supposed to stay and what's meant to move on. I don't really know. The more I live, the more I see how growth doesn't usually feel like growth when it's happening. It's not like there's a huge, bright sign flashing, oh, you're different now. It's not like that at all. It's subtle. It's realizing something that used to bother me doesn't anymore, or something that I never really cared about before suddenly matters a lot. I used to think I'd hit a point where I'd find myself, quote unquote. Like there'd be a day where it all just clicks. But honestly, it feels more like I'm creating myself all the time. Every choice, every season, every random experience, it all just layers on like brushstrokes on a canvas, which is very fitting for me since I love doing art. Each one by itself doesn't look like much, but together they make the picture of who I am right now. And that picture keeps on changing. As I said before, I look back at old versions of me, and sometimes I don't even recognize them. But that doesn't mean that they're wrong. It just means that I've lived more since then. I've tried new things, met new people, had good days and bad days, and all of that reshaped me. And I know that a few years from now, I'll probably look back at this version of me with the same kind of distance. I guess that's the thing about your 20s. It always feels like you're just editing yourself, adding, subtracting, trying things, realizing some weren't for you, surprising yourself with others. And even though it's messy, it feels real. Growth, it really isn't neat. It's messy. It's kind of all over the place. But I think that's how it's supposed to be. And that's really beautiful. The biggest lesson that I'm learning right now is how to actually notice where I am instead of always thinking ahead. Fall is good at teaching that, I guess. The colors don't last forever, so you either notice them while they're here, or you miss them. I've been trying to slow down enough to see little things. The way the light hits the canyon walls in the evening, the sound of leaves crunching under my shoes, first sip of something warm on a cold morning. It's all really small, but it grounds me. It reminds me that life isn't just about becoming, but it's also about being. And it's easy to get caught up in the pressure of it all. In your 20s, it feels like everyone's on some kind of timeline. Like you're supposed to know your career path, or where you're gonna live long term, or who you're supposed to spend your life with. But honestly, none of us fully know. We're all just figuring it out as we go. And I believe that that's okay. Because maybe the point isn't having everything figured out, but paying attention while you're in the middle of it. Even if it's uncertain, even if you don't know how it'll all turn out. Because these are the moments you look back on, the in-between ones that felt ordinary but were actually shaping you. is a season of letting go, and that hits me more the older I get. The trees don't hold on to their leaves forever. They let them fall so something new has space to grow later. I think about the people, places, and habits I've had to release. Some of them I chose to let go of, but others just faded out naturally. At first, it feels like loss, absolutely. But over time, I see how it made space for something different. And I think that's the point. Not everything is meant to last forever. Some things are just for a season, and that's okay. It's hard sometimes, though. Letting go doesn't come naturally to me. I want to hold on, even when it's time to move forward. But being in this season reminds me that change and letting go aren't endings. They're transitions. They're part of the natural rhythm of life. Even the mistakes I thought were detours or mistakes ended up shaping me. The short-lived friendships, the hobbies I picked up and dropped, the opportunities I almost said no to, none of it was wasted. It all left something with me, and that makes me a little more open to the next unknown thing, even if it feels uncertain at first. So as I walk through this season, I keep reminding myself, it's okay. It's okay to change my mind. It's okay to not have all the answers, because maybe life isn't about locking yourself into one version of who you are. Maybe it's about letting yourself evolve again and again. And just like fall, none of it lasts forever. This version of me won't either, but that doesn't make it meaningless. It makes it worth paying attention to while it's here. So I'm trying to just trust the process, to let myself be shaped by what happens, without needing to define it right away. To let go when it's time, to stay open when something new comes along, to be present enough to notice the little things. Because one day, I'll look back at this season and realize it mattered more than I thought it did. Not because everything was perfect or figured out, but because it was real. And for now, I think that's enough.